In this video, I'm actually going to show you the tools that are required to actually open up a lens. So usually in a lens, you have two sections. This is more of the optics part, and this is the more on the electronics part. But since this is a manual lens, you don't have electronics here. If you take this lens, for example, Canon EF 100 to 200 mm, this is actually the optics part, the optics section of it. As you can see, this lens has a bit of fungus, and this part here is more on the electronic section. As you can see the pin here. So I'm gonna actually explain on the tools that are required to actually open a lens. So first off, every lens are quite different. So if you see this particular lens, and if you take another example of another lens, if you see this, you'll notice there's a notch here. So this lens, to open up this particular lens, the notch here, you will need a tool like this. This is the tool that you actually use to open up a lens like this. You can also alternatively use a vacuum pad, which is a tool like this made out of rubber, where you actually put it on the lens and you actually try to turn the dial anti-clockwise. And another lens that you don't actually see any of the notch here. So this is going to be more on the rubber pads that you use to actually open up a lens. So what I'm going to actually show here is a step where you can actually use this vacuum pad to open up a lens. And I'm not going to show how to clean the lens. That's going to be a different video. So this is actually a video on a tool and a lens and how do you open it. So let's take this particular lens. I'm going to use the rubber pad and I'm going to put it right on top of the lens. Make sure the size is the right size. You can see the ring over here. I'm going to put here and I'm going to actually unscrew it. So if you can see, I'm actually unscrewing the ring. Alright, so hold it firm, put the rubber pad and start unscrewing. So this is actually one of the ways to actually remove this. So once you have got that removed, you can see that this particular ring actually comes out from the lens. So there are two sections for this. This is the glass, this is the lens glass, and you can see there are actually two layers of glass here. So in the detailed cleaning of the lens, we will actually try to open up this and do a cleaning. And then on top of that, we have a layer here that we also need to clean. Apart from that, we also need to clean this particular glass. If you can see that this is also having a bit of dirt, fungus or dust. Alright, so this is one of the way to actually open up the lens using the rubber vacuum pad. So now we will actually look into this particular design, which has this notch, and how we're going to open that. The same goes to this. If you look carefully, there's a notch, but this is actually a different kind of a notch. This is more of a kind of a hole. So since these are all used lens, so you will see all kind of scratches all over the place. So this is actually the bit that you actually use to open this kind of lens. Alright. If you have this kind of lens, you will need to use a different kind of bit. This can be actually replaced on this lens spanner. So let's go to the process of opening this. You have to hold it steady and firm. And you see, That's how you actually open the lens. Now you can proceed opening using this tool, or you can actually replace it with this particular tool. In this case this is a bit small, so I'm going to actually take another one which fits really well, and I begin to unscrew it anti-clockwise. So this is the sample when you unscrew this, and you now get the access to the lens glass. So all you have to do is just tilt it, and this is your lens glass. And you can see here there's another layer of glass here. You see that my finger cannot go in beyond that. This is one layer of glass, and there's another layer of glass right inside there. On top of that, there's a layer of glass over here that you also need to clean. So this actually summarizes on the tools that you actually need to actually open up the lens. Now, apart from that, there's another lens which you call the Petri camera lens. This is actually a 400mm lens. I'm not sure for which model of camera this was initially designed for, but this Petri camera actually claims to have a very good lens. So you can see this has a bigger diameter. So for a bigger diameter, you have to use a bigger vacuum pad to actually push inside here and unscrew it. Apart from that, this is for a smaller one. Apart from that, you can actually see there's a notch here as well. So what you can actually do is use this tool to actually fit into this notch and adjust the tool to fit into the next notch and turn it anti-clockwise. So this is Petri camera lens. They claim that this is one of the best lens, but it has a lot of fungus. So we will try to see how we're going to clean this in a later video.